So in Mario Kart World, you can free roam anywhere on the map. That got me thinking, can you drive backwards on every track in the game? Instead of just going on free roam and driving backwards on that mode, I want to go into time trial to see the boundaries of where Nintendo will allow us to drive in a regular race. I promise that there's a lot more that goes into this new thing. Here's something I need to point out. After about 5 seconds, Lakitu will intervene and pick you up, which is completely different than the previous Mario Kart games. But as you go backwards even more, it would push you back further to the nearest checkpoint. This is one way you can make a lot of progress. I figured out a way to cheese this a bit though. If you quickly turn sideways or completely around, Lakitu won't get you and you can continue on with the track. So we're looking for those checkpoints to get up steep hills and jumps that you won't be able to get up by just driving normally. Some require mushrooms, but a lot of these just require to think outside the box. With all that being said, I'm going to warn that there will be some spoilers with the music and tracks. Well, let's get right into it. Let's start with Mario Bros. Circuit. This is a perfect example of what I was talking about. Lakitu won't let you get that far even if you're grinding on a rail. Not a lot going on with this track, but it has great music, great vibes, and it's an easy track to complete to start the video. Next we have Crown City. I was so excited for this one. The music is fire, the track is fire, and the tech is fire. And first fail of the video. I even tried sneaking around in some alleys to hopefully get around the track barriers, but Nintendo was already a step ahead of me. After that terrible disappointment, I wasn't confident about Whistletop Summit, but it turns out you can do some awesome strats to get around Lakitu stopping you. You can grind on the train tracks, the rails, and get to some really cool areas. And oh my god, this track is beautiful. Oh, and by the way, you can complete this one. To round out the Mushroom Cup, we have DK Spaceport. To be honest, I had no idea how this one was going to turn out, and at first I was surprised to find out that it allowed me to go on the edge of the track. Then I realized that there was a major problem with this challenge. There are gliding sections on a good amount of these tracks, and just like this one, that immediately spit me out back onto the track, halting any progress. To save you some time, let's rapid fire some of these tracks that failed due to this issue. So now that we got that out of the way, here's the rest of the Flower Cup. Desert Hills we go! When the race starts, you can use your mushrooms to gain some ground over these off-road sections before Lakitu picks you up, of course. The dune section was a ton of fun! It actually kinda sucked. I powered through it anyway, and the rest of the track was fine. Moving on to Wario Stadium. Now this track kicked butt. We finally got a good remake of N64 Wario Stadium, and it was another really interesting track to maneuver around backwards. Surprisingly, most of the ramps were built with this challenge in mind. No mushrooms needed for any jumps as well. The rest of this track had a lot of fun hills and turns. To start the Star Cup, we have DK Pass. I liked how you need to avoid the snowboarding shy guys in the beginning. That would take you to the first jump of the track, which also seemed like it had this challenge in mind. This track has a cool section with a ton of trees to avoid that will eventually take you to the cliffside section, which gave me some trouble because I suck. This got me thinking, why is there a crab here at a ski resort? And why is this remake so f***ing good? Anyways, this track was pretty easy the rest of the way. And now for everyone's favorite Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass track, Sky High Sunday. This track got a freaking blowout, which is fantastic if you aren't a psychopath like me that's trying to break this game. To start off, there is a tunnel that Lakitu won't allow you to pass, but I was able to manipulate the checkpoints anyway. Same with the second jump. I thought I was cruising right along until this happened. The checkpoint was too far away from me to respawn on the other side. Next we have Wario Shipyard. I know this remake is a hot topic online, but I don't mind the new theme at all. Let me know where you stand in the comments below. Anyway, this is the first track that really introduced the new water gimmick of the game. I had a lot of fun going through the waves as it was a little difficult to avoid Lakitu. I couldn't reach the cannon, but I was able to nudge GK in the right spot to once again manipulate the respawn point. This next part was a little bit confusing, but I got through it. After the next water section, it was smooth sailing from there. Shell Cup, baby! We got Koopa Troopa Beach. This track is visually stunning and to my knowledge, the smallest track in the game. It was also really simple to complete backwards. That's pretty much it. Oh, and DJ Koopa rules. Faraway Oasis is next. It immediately starts out with a crazy water hazard that makes it easy to fall down. This track has a lot of flowing water going the opposite direction, which slowed me down a lot. A little side note, I love looking at these animals. One of the most unique Mario Kart tracks I've ever seen. Anyways, things got a little interesting when I needed to get to the ramp above. So I needed to once again manipulate the respawn. That brought me to the main ramp section. I didn't like my chances of this working, but with some luck, I managed to get respawned to the other side. Lap completed. Up next, we got Peach Stadium. This one starts off, whoops, let me try that again. This one starts off with a series of sharp turns I absolutely conquered. Eventually this leads to this pipe that is blocked off. This is probably for the free roam game mode, but going up to the pipe anyways got me to the respawn to the top. This was the story for the next few turns as I just need to respawn my way to the next ledge. After some really lucky breaks, I managed to get through all these ramps. The rest of the way was really straightforward. Moving right along, we have Peach Beach. I think this is the coolest remake in the entire game, and maybe even in Mario Kart history. It might be a stretch. I knew this track was linear though, so I thought I was screwed when I couldn't go back to the beach section. That's when I remembered that I was playing Mario Kart World, and was then jet skiing my way to the town section. I missed a lot of tech opportunities that would have looked really dope on the video, but I digress. Eventually I reached a pipe that respawns you to the top ledge, got down to the shopping area to the start line. Lap completed. Salty Speedway gives me a similar vibe to Peach Beach, but with this challenge not in mind. A big part of this track is once again flowing water going the opposite way uphill, which was slowing me down big time. I needed to stay on land and avoid the water as much as possible, which was actually a fun challenge. I got to this really cute cafe area that just makes me want to live here. Oh, and the track was pretty simple after that. Moving on. Now for the long-awaited return of GCN Dino Jungle. And man, did Nintendo cook with this one. This track draws heavy inspiration from Jurassic Park, and it fits Dino Jungle too well. They turned the cave into a lap. At the end of the lap, in free roam, you can actually trick off of the dinosaur here, but Lakitu didn't allow me to get to the top. Otherwise, this was a really cool experience. Now we get to the Leaf Cup. Cheap Falls is once again a visually stunning track. We start off with the water section, which is always really tricky not to get caught by Lakitu. And then we get to a water rapids section that goes uphill. Yeah, you probably know the drill by now. It's just really cool that I can use my mushrooms to cheese my way back up these rapids, which is why I'm making this video in the first place, to be honest with you. This was a grind, but I eventually powered through it and made it to dry land. This was one of the toughest tracks in the game to drive backwards. Moving on. Next track is Dandelion Depths. Finally, a section that is all downhill and we're back to the uphill water rapids. Look on the bright side, this inside cave has some of the coolest visuals I've ever seen in a Mario Kart track. Once I survived that cave, it was an easy ride for the rest of the track. Ah yes, Moo Moo Meadows. You already know Nintendo was going to bring this back. This track was really easy as it's all just following a road. I was honestly just taking in the vibe and admiring the work that the developers put into this game. That's pretty much it. I want you to put the word out there that we back up Toad's Factory in all of its glory. I never thought they would bring this track back, and here we are. First I went through the construction section, which the mud made it a bit tricky. Then I ran into a brick wall. The original plan was to use the hill to launch me to the second floor, but that didn't work. The pipe seemed to not work as it's not free roam. I was ready to give up. Then I had an idea. Yeah, I have no idea how I didn't think of that. No, you're running on 2 hours of sleep, not me. Anyways, I got through the lap. Moving right along, we got Choco Mountain. Off the rip, there's an issue. The track ends with you jumping down from a steep ledge, which made my life very hard. I ended up getting lucky with the respawn in the cave, but my celebration was short-lived. The next challenge was to get up the rest of the hill while avoiding all the charging chucks. The respawns were all very generous and I ended up at the top finally. This track was very annoying to get through going backwards. I'm just going to let the clip do all the talking. And now we have Bowser's Castle. I was looking forward to the next installment of Bowser's Castle, and I gotta say, this absolutely delivered. I was pretty excited to try to get through this track backwards, and then I turned around. Oh no. Luckily I'm able to get across that huge gap. At this point, I thought I was good, but I spoke too soon. On to the Special Cup. We got Mario Circuit. We ripped Nintendo for always including Mario Circuit 3, so this time they just included all 3 of them. I think it was really creative that they made it into a racing complex. Oh, and by the way, I couldn't drive this backwards. RIP. And finally, we have Rainbow Road. I played this track a few times and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. This felt like a whole movie. This was a love letter to all the fans. Unfortunately, I won't be showing this track much at all. If you played this track before, you would know that I can't drive this track backwards. If you were wondering, you need to play through all the Grand Prix to unlock Rainbow Road. I would highly recommend checking this track out. With that being said, that is all the tracks currently in Mario Kart World that you can drive backwards. If you are interested in the overall stats from this challenge, I'll put them on the screen right now. If you want me to make more videos like this one, give this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Thank you for watching.